Pamela Ann with Easy Messages, messages that can help you to be able to command your world with such precision you can even put a date on it. Okay, this is day 3 of fasting and I'm doing fine. If you have had a lot of carbs in your diet, it can take a little bit of time to switch over to this because with fasting you are doing your best to be able to go into that tissue fat to derive your energy from it. So that's why people will talk about if they switch over to a ketogenic diet that they go through the keto flu, and I do not tend to use a lot of carbs. I haven't since I was basically in high school, and so to transfer over to that, to just fast and be able to go into your fat reserves for your energy, it's very helpful. So you don't have like that flu symptoms of nausea or headaches or any of those kind of things, and I have not experienced that. So you may like to ease into lowering down your carbs and increasing your raw fats to be able to help you be successful should you choose to do a fast. Fasting is extremely important and it does so many wonderful things. I've shared some of that with you already, so I'm not going to go into that for a long time of this particular video. What I'm sharing with you with this particular video is the importance of putting on your oxygen mask, caring for you, dialing in what it is that you are to do to really show up to care for your body so your spirit will have a vessel to be able to live in and enjoy your life. A lot of people are simply completely distracted with the things that are going on around them. They are so distracted, and I was visiting with a client yesterday. I got the feeling that it was important that I reach out to this person and call them, and really they had desired to call me. They're like, oh wow, I was really thinking about you and desiring to call you, but out of respect for me and just letting me do what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, they hesitated and held back. And if you get the feeling to give me a call, you're supposed to call me, because otherwise I have the feeling that you're supposed to be calling me or that we're supposed to be talking. And for literally a couple weeks I've been like, it's important I speak with this person, it's important I speak with this person. And the law is ask as given, because if I give you a call, a lot of times it isn't at the time that's convenient for you to really be available to hear what is going to be shared and downloaded for you particularly. And if you note, when you go to pray to your creators, however you connect, if you go to meditate with them or whatever it is that you connect, I'm not telling you how to do that, I'm just sharing with you the reason why a lot of times they're not downloading all this information to you is because you're not going to hear it. And they can be downloading that information actually, but you won't hear it because you're so distracted. So that's why I'm also cautioned to do the same thing, so that when I do visit with somebody or train someone, they are ready to receive. They're ready to receive. Now, I'm not saying I'm a god or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's the same thing even with being a parent. You can go and see that your child is doing something and know, hey, wow, they would really benefit from this information, but you can go tell them, and if they're not ready to receive, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. And how many times has somebody else told your child the same thing that you've told them, but they have been so distracted, they have not heard it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, this person told me this and it's amazing and I've been applying it, and wow, like a coach or something. So that's why it's like, save your breath. Wait till they ask, because that's when they're going to be ready to receive. Let them go ahead and experience whatever they're supposed to be experiencing, and trust that the divine has their back every bit as much as they have your back, and that they're going to help them walk through their life experiences, and it's going to be all right. Well, this person shared with me I could tell they were kind of holding back. As it turned out, they had some other people in the room, and they couldn't really be like forthcoming with what they would really like to share. And that's why. It's because I called them. But then we visited long enough that whoever was in the room with him went ahead and walked out of the room, and he was able to say, no, I haven't employed the things that you've told me, except for, meditating, that kind of stuff. But I had some very exact personal things that their bodies really required for their full healing. And it's not like you can just give them one thing to do. It's that you layer it in to change some of the lifestyle situations that they have been experiencing for them to be able to heal. And they said, no, I haven't been able to do that. And it's like, well, this can take a while, because it's like an onion. You're peeling off layers. You don't do it all at once, because it's just too much for the body to take in. And so I gave him this one thing, and he's like, okay, well, I'm ready to heal, what else? And I give him something else, but he didn't even employ the first thing yet. That just doesn't work. And he gave the reasoning for it. He said, well, I'm having some family issues. I'm having some stuff go on with my family. And I'm going to say to you right now, that's a distraction. And I know it's like, what? It's a distraction? Absolutely, it is a distraction. Because if you're taking care of your life, and I don't mean this as being like all over yourself and it's all about me kind of stuff, but if you are taking care of your life, first things first, because nobody else can come in there and do that for you. Nobody else can eat your food for you and swallow it. Nobody else can do your meditation for you. Nobody else can do all these other things that are really imperative for you to live a happy, well-functioning, physically fit life. Then you're not really setting up the example. It's not that you have to go and fix and change people, but just your life example is a blessing for others. Just your life example of living a happy life. And too many times we're thinking, well, we've got to go rush out and fix and change and help people and save people. And that is just not how it works to be successful, because then the people start looking around for somebody outside of them to save them and fix them. And I shared with this person, and I've shared this with you before too, if you've been listening to any of these recordings that I've created for you and your happiness, that everybody has a Redeemer, a Savior. Everybody does. And you are not that God. You're not that God. And you're not on that committee to save anybody, fix anybody, heal anybody. The things that I teach, I'm teaching the people, when they come to me, how to be able to awaken to their powers to be able to heal, to be able to be restored by connecting with the divine. So what he had said to me is that his wife is on narcotics, and it's really concerned him. What do I do? And I said to him, first of all, you take care of you. You strengthen you. You make sure that you're feeling happiness, and that happiness is pervasive, and it's going out of you, and it's helping to soothe you. But that soothing also gives the example of how she can be soothed as well, of how she can be able to tap into something far better than narcotics. And when I trained the drug dealers and the drug users, and help them learn how to connect to the divine, and it's for them to open up and receive. It's when they are ready to open it and receive. It's not me. But when the divine comes through my body and goes into their body and they taste that, their knees buckle and they've got to sit down or lay down, because it's just like, it is mind-blowing. Every cell in their body can feel this love that has been created for them from the divine. And I say to them, it's better than any feel-good drug you can get your hands on, isn't it? And they agree. And I say to them, this is what you've been searching for. This is the relief, this is the love, this is the soothing, this is the peace, this is the well-being, this is the joy, this is everything you have been looking for, and it's totally free and totally for you to be able to access at any time. And the feel-good drugs that your body starts pouring out naturally in your body and going into your receptor sites for you to have this joy can be accessed at any time. So I shared with this person, you got to let go of her. You've got to take care of you. You will never heal by allowing her to be your excuse. Don't allow others to be your excuse for the path that you are to be on, to authentically live your life and to be able to have that personal connection with those that created you. And that's what he was saying. He says, oh my gosh, I would love to have that relationship that you have. And I said, well, this is how you do it. You don't allow the world to distract you. It's not that you don't go to work and, take care of your home and love on your family and stuff like that, but you don't let their screw-ups, because that's what will happen. You'll see marriages that are not doing so well, and the kids will start acting out because they're afraid at some level that their parents are going to break up, so they start creating all this contention and commotion and stuff happening. And I've seen it over and over and over. And because they are so desperate to try to change the dynamics, that they're willing to do that just to pull the attention off of the problems that their parents are having. And wow, some of the things that these kids have done has been really shocking to those parents. And yet, unless they really address their personal stuff first before even their marriage, it can't shift. It cannot shift. It cannot shift. So if you do not understand how to do this, if you do not, I did this with my marriage. I did this with my husband. I was trying to smooth things and kind of be in between him and the kiddos because there were some issues and stuff going on, and I just became worse and worse and worse. My health really failed. And I can remember my husband saying to me one day, I hope you have not gone through all of this because of us. And he realized that I was trying to do Herculean things to make things better in our lives, and I couldn't. It was out of my hands. And when I let go, simply because I physically was put to bed, I was bedridden at that time, I started realizing that I have to start with me and start healing my body and caring for me and doing what was really important for me and connecting with the divine like I used to be connected, and because I couldn't even feel them. And for me, that was a problem. I was like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was in darkness. It was all really important because it helped me understand how other people feel if they've never had these experiences that I'm having. So it ended up all being good, but because I took charge of my life and set that example, my family did the same thing. They started taking charge of their own lives too. And not that they're perfect by any means, and neither am I. You don't see a halo on my head or anything. But I'm not blaming anybody outside of me for how my life is going. I understand that if I'd like to change anything at any time, it's in my queue. And I have a host of amazing, loving beings that are right there championing me on. And it gave my husband the permission to know he did not have to take care of me, feed me, fix me, prop me up, save me, that it wasn't his responsibility. So he started doing the things that was important for him to do for his life to be a wonderful life. And he is an amazing man. He is, He's wonderful, really wonderful. So if this information is supportive and uplifting for you, I mean, it's like take the monkey off your back, relax, and start identifying what provides you your joy and your happiness, and go for it. Go do it. Don't wait for somebody to come around and say, okay, well, now you can have a happy life. Just go for it. And if it's uplifting for you, share it with others. It might be exactly what they're looking for, and consider subscribing below. Take care. Bye.